You just get like get a pencil. I get a handwrite. I get a handwrite the handout.
I literally only have one pencil. Yeah, I'll take one. Spencer.
What's up? Oh, I got a pencil.
Oh.
I just don't have paper. Yeah, or anything else.
Alright, we're going to start out listening to just about almost a 5-minute news story. And it's talking about a solution to a problem. So just looking at the title here, this Kansas City nonprofit will help you fix your TV so it doesn't end up in a landfill. What is the problem?
What?
What's the problem that this article is presenting a solution to?
Generally, broken items going to landfills.
Yeah, so we kind of have a trash problem, right? And a problem with landfills. Okay, so here's a solution. As you listen to the story, I want you to think about the criteria for evaluating the pros and cons of the solution. And so there's 4. What are they?
Throw your TV in the trash?
No.
What are the criteria for evaluating the pros and cons?
Feasible, cost effective.
So they all support the idea of feasibility, but there's 4, and so now you got the 4.
Cost effective.
Yeah, what's the cost? Okay.
Acceptability.
Is it acceptable?
The side effects.
What are the side
I
effects?
guess also the pros and cons, rather.
And the time?
Yeah.
Time, right, okay, so that's on the second slide on the handout right there, so you need to be looking at those. So those are how you're evaluating a solution. So this is the handout from last class, right? Okay, all right, so as you're listening to this article talking about the solution, and what's the solution proposed in the title?
Fix your TV.
Yeah, so more general, expand. What's more general? If you're going to fix stuff, so the solution is fixing stuff instead of throwing it away, right? Okay. So you've got a separate piece of paper. You might want to just take notes. What do they say about the solution of fixing it? Okay. What are the consequences of fixing it? How much will it cost to fix it? How much time will it take? And is that an acceptable solution? So that's what you're going to kind of critique those 4 things as you listen to what the article says. Does that make sense? What you're doing?
Gotcha.
Okay. Because in your own essay, you're finding articles or you're thinking of your own idea about how to fix or what the solutions are. And for every solution you discuss, you have to critique the pros and cons. Okay? Just like you did last time with the airport runway. Make sense? You ready?
Landfills in Shawnee, Kansas and Sugar Creek, Missouri are filling up with trash too quickly. KCR's Brandon Azim reports on efforts to repair usable items rather than toss it to the curb.
Saturday morning in an auditorium behind St. Mark Hope and Peace Lutheran Church on 36th and Truce, more than 30 people sat patiently at the repair cafe, waiting to get items fixed they thought were broken beyond repair. Among them is 39-year-old Eliza Cantley. She brought in a bicycle that's been sitting in the back of a friend's garage and is in need of new brakes. Cantley wants to join the Kansas City biking scene and hopes this bike will be her ticket in.
I'm sure we will build some memories together. I have not even actually been on the bike yet. I don't know much about bikes.
Tweaking the brakes on Cantley's bike is Alex Allen, a marketing consultant during the week and a volunteer bike mechanic on the weekends at the repair cafe. He says most of what he sees isn't as good a shape as Cantley's bike.
The tires actually fall in the air, which is pretty rare.
The repair cafe was established in July of 2024. It's part of Reuseful, a nonprofit dedicated to encouraging people to donate reusable things that can be redistributed to those who don't have as much, while also helping the environment by decreasing waste. At the Repair Cafe, volunteers fix things such as bikes, electronics, clothes, and appliances so they're usable and don't end up in landfills. This is Alan's second stint at the Repair Cafe. He says he hates to see how much people toss repairable things like this bike to the curb.
It's sad because this can be used to commute, it can be used for just basic transportation, and there's no reason to throw it away.
We toss things in the trash when they break, and as a result, landfill capacity is rapidly filling up. In fact, a 2024 Mid-America Regional Council study showed metro area landfills will reach their maximum capacity in less than 37 years. Leslie Scott, a proponent of what she calls the circular economy, or a non-throwaway system, founded Reuseful in 2020. The Repair Cafe was born out of an explosion of opposition to a proposed new landfill in Raymore among residents and environmentalists.
We heard from people, they don't want one in their backyard. Nobody wants a landfill in their backyard. They've got to go somewhere.
Repair cafes are just the latest addition to other resources Reuseful offers, like webinars on recycling and a monthly event called On Dumpster Days. Last year, Scott said they kept 17 tons of stuff out of landfills. This year, they're aiming higher.
We have more events this year than we ever have. I think probably 25 is achievable.
Scott says the next step will be to get into an actual brick and mortar building. But partnerships with organizations like Flourish, a furniture bank in Grandview that serves families overcoming housing insecurity, helps Reuseful accomplish its mission. Organizers estimated they saved over 600 tons of goods from ending up in landfills. I recently met Diana Bryan at Flourish. She's the Solid Waste Management Program Manager at Mid-America Regional Council and studies ways we can improve waste disposal. She says programs like Flourish and the Repair Cafe has kept millions of tons of stuff out of landfills, curbing the excess waste costs and environmental damage.
I think it's made a difference because it shows people that there's another choice and that we could do this more often and choose to do something differently than the easiest thing, which is just put it in the curb.
The Kansas City Metro has closed 2 landfills that have reached their maximum capacity, leaving just 2 in the area today.
The other landfills that are operating are further and further away in Topeka, Lawrence, or Sedalia, Missouri. So waste has to be hauled further and further distances to get to these newer landfills.
If and when these last 2 landfills close, Brian says the Metro could see trash service costs go up because trash has to be hauled further and there will be additional labor costs. Multiple studies document the adverse environmental impact of landfills. They release methane gases that trap heat, contributing to the impact of global warming. Back at St. Mark's Church, Eliza Canley is riding her newly fixed up bike. She is already making plans where she's going to show it off.
Probably do some riding in town. I might travel a bit with the bike.
It's so much better, she says, than buying something new. For KCUR 89.3, I'm Brandon Nazim.
Landfills and
Okay, all right, so take a couple minutes and talk to people around you about what you wrote down on those 4 criteria. The other thing I want you to identify is terms. They threw some terms at you, okay? What new kind of terms came up in the story that you would need to explain to the reader if this was, you know, your proposal and you were writing about this solution? So take a couple minutes, talk to 1 or 2 people around you, and talk about the cost, effectiveness, consequences, time. What did you hear in the story? And then what terms maybe came up?
So I will go down my own list. First of all, consequences, seeing that they brought up less repairable items in landfills, so less environmental damage. Helping the environment accept those. I didn't get much past that, or didn't go much past it. The cost is reusable items, first of all, and then second of all, just volunteers to help work with the, time is within a day or two. The person was having their bike repaired, had it put in, and then very shortly afterwards was already able to get it back and everything timely manner. Accessibility is highly so compared to filling landfills, because landfills are being generally less accepted due to just the amount that it's being filled by, and the location that it's being put in, and other factors.
Maybe a term,
I just got to terms, but one of the ones that I thought of was landfill at max capacity. What that means is it literally cannot hold. But what does full mean? Well, how much can a landfill hold? I don't know. So.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned like the company, like the reusable, and then, I heard that with the location of the landfill, that the labor costs are gonna go up because they have to drive there. So now it's getting even more expensive to use landfills compared to refixing it.
I wrote down Chatham code. I really not supposed to write down terms.
Some of them and like the feasibility.
All right, let's go back together. What new terms came up when you were listening to that story that maybe you hadn't heard before, or maybe you had heard, or maybe you weren't sure what they meant?
Maybe potentially like the word repair cafe, define what that is.
Yeah. That's exactly what we're looking for. Yeah, so repair cafe is a term I had never heard before when I listened to it. I don't know if you had heard anything like that.
Phrase, landfill at max capacity.
Okay. Good, what else?
Gas at Judah landfill?
Huh?
Gas at Judah landfill? Gas that comes from the ground.
Oh, methane.
Yeah, I think
Methane is what's gonna kill us.
That we're
Oh, the
talking
climate, right?
Just key terms.
That's what
that
we're
they
dealing
can,
with, the climate change is methane, especially from Alaska.
You could also learn more about Flourish,
Huh?
the company Flourish.
Oh, good.
Explain
A name? Anybody get circular economy? What is that? Circular economy.
Isn't it just like recycling? Circular.
Yeah,
Just keeps going around and around.
okay, keep going. I'll get you to explain it.
No clue.
Okay, so a business makes a product.
Okay.
And makes this marker.
Mhm.
And then we use the marker, and then what happens to the marker?
Throw the marker away.
Yeah, that is not circular.
Yeah.
But if the marker is somehow,
Recycled.
yeah, maybe they can replace the ink, and then puts it, and then resells it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's circular. Uh-huh.
Like the metal ceilings, like, you know, like
Yeah, that's a great example. So most Keurigs are made out of what? Yeah, so they don't reuse that plastic, but with the metal ones, when you fill your own coffee in it, you reuse that. So that's circular, that's a great example. I buy Chateau milk, which is Chateau, that little farm up past Holt. And so the circular part of that is that you pay the deposit on the glass, and then you return the glass bottle, and then they return it there, and then they refill it, and it's back circular. Okay, any other terms? Recycling, is that new to us though? No. Anything else?
These guys are fucking loaded.
All right, so one thing that you're going to have to do for the reader is if there's new terms that are unfamiliar to you, they're probably unfamiliar to us. And so you need to be sure to define those in your paper when you're discussing the solutions, right? Don't just throw, just like we talked about with FBI versus other organizations that you don't know the abbreviations for. If it's common knowledge and most people would know that, then you don't have to define it. But some of these we don't know, like most of us don't really know circular economy unless you've read a lot about the trash and the recycling and the landfill issue. You may have to explain methane, you know, and why that's so bad. Okay, all right, let's go to the pros and cons then. And we've got the 4 that you critiqued. Start over here with George and Haley. What did you guys talk about?
So like with the consequences is, I can't remember the number, but is it like 4 tons of trash being kept out of landfills? Somewhere around that. Trash being kept out of landfills. I believe they said they were non-profit, so they weren't charging people for the services they were providing. This is, you know, like an easy cost-free solution for people, so it would be very acceptable for them to do this, and however fast these people can, you know, work on the things.
Yeah, so one of the pros then is that it doesn't cost the consumer anything.
Yeah.
Because it's a nonprofit that's repairing it. Yeah, so that's a plus on the cost. And then, sorry, what was the second?
It was keeping trash out of landfills.
Yeah, so the effects of it are good. Okay, because it reduces the trash in the landfill. Good. What'd you guys talk about? Anything that George didn't say?
We really just talked about some of like how it could be like helpful to them, but it could be expensive to the people who are doing this. It's like a lot of charges to people, and like so we can think that other people.
Yeah, I want to fix on that because it's really a con. These are volunteers. And so we really don't know what that's costing them because if you're volunteering your time, you're not working and being paid. So there is a cost, right, to the volunteers, and so that's a con. And then also with the time, it wasn't clear how much time it takes for the repairs to happen. And that was something that wasn't well, you know, discussed in the story. So when you're reading your articles also, there's gonna be stuff left out. You're gonna have solutions where they don't talk about the cons. This is very one-sided. Okay, it's great, rah rah, it makes us feel good. And I think it's very innovative, and that's part of, you know, part of what you could talk about also as being a pro if we were talking about the solution. But there's definite cons, and the main one is like, is it really feasible because of the sustainability? I mean, how many volunteers do you have? I mean, how long can these volunteers do it? And expertise, right, in fixing. If I brought my microwave in there, you have a volunteer that can fix my microwave. I think fixing a bike's probably a little easier than fixing like the microwave, right? Okay. So there's going to be stuff left out, and you're going to have to critique that. That's your job as the person reading about the solution, right? Is to fill in what's maybe missing. Anything else in this you felt like was pro or con or left out?
Takes up building space.
Yeah, where are you doing it? And so I think they're in a church, weren't they? And so you have to have a place to host the repair cafe. Anything else on the time? You said you're not sure how long it takes.
The only thing we said on time, it's not really about spacing it, but we were like, it takes 37 years to reach its max capacity. So it's not about particular goals that you've heard of.
Yeah, so the time for the problem, right, with the landfill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And believe me, you guys are young, but 37 years passes a lot faster than you think. Seems like, wow, it's a long time. And then you turn around and you're like, oh, that was 37 years ago. Like, seriously? Okay. And then your kids are like starting college. You're in shock. All right. Wait, that's my own personal issue. Okay. So does this help think about kind of how to approach your solution? So again, just like in rhetorical analysis where you are critiquing the effectiveness of your speaker, you've got to critique your articles that you're reading with the solution. You got to critique your solutions, okay? You're not going to have a solution that is like positive on everything, every single one, probably. So be honest, and I would say whatever solution you're recommending, get the con up there immediately. That's your opposing view, and then refute it by the overwhelming pros, right? Okay, just some ideas for that. All right, let's stop there and let's go back to your papers, okay? And so you need some paper, and we're going to think through your what you have going on right now with solutions, okay? So get out some paper to kind of brainstorm here.
I don't even have my paper. I forget I don't even have my paper. Oh man. Already did the giveaway.
Okay, so last time we left off talking about how your solutions need to address whatever causes and effects you already discussed. Because this, remember, is one big paper. I just divided it in half for you. It's a little easier to tackle something by pieces than the whole. But this proposal is a continuation of whatever you said in your causal argument, okay? And so on your paper, maybe turn it like this way, okay? And then in this far left, I want you to put your problem. And so last time we were talking about social media, and so on your paper, put your problem. What was the problem you discussed in your causal argument? Put a circle around it or a box around it. So this is your problem. Not your problem. Problem you discussed, okay. All right, so you got your problem. So my problem, we were talking about social media. So my problem with the social media, we were talking about preteens, is preteen depression, okay? Preteens just spend a lot of time on social media and they start to feel depressed, okay? So then now in the next boxes, these are what causes and effects did you discuss? So mine was a bit of a causal chain. Yours may or may not be that. But so you got your problem over here on your paper, and now these next boxes, if you talked about 3 causes, put those each in its own box. If you talked about a causal chain, here's my causal chain. So the cause of it is the social media, and then it causes feelings of inferiority. It can cause social isolation because you withdraw from social interactions and you're just socializing on Instagram as a voyeur, where you're just watching other people. You know. Okay, so this is whatever your causes and effects were of the problem. However that looks for you. Okay, and then the next part, do you have a main solution or are there multiple solutions? Put each in a box. And the solutions have to address, you know, the causes or the effects of the problem. So my solution is limiting the social media. Parents are gonna limit. What are you thinking right now for solutions? And this is just brainstorming. All right, now your solution, what are the effects of that? And remember, the effects really need to go back to whatever you said the causes were. So, if I said what happens is feelings of inferiority, then the solution is going to cause an improved self-image. So these are the opposite. This is the negative, that's the positive, that they're connected. And then if I said one of the causes is social isolation, when it's limited, and so then there is an effect of increased social activities that aren't on social media. Does that make sense? So that effect is addressing that cause. What are the effects of your solutions or solution? Okay, so now can you write a thesis statement that captures this? And so my thesis is, if parents want happier and well-adjusted preteens, they should limit their preteen social media usage. So write a thesis that has the word should. That's very popular. you want to be softer, you could say might. Okay? I want you to not use could, because that's too wishy-washy. Okay, so you can soften. See if you can write a thesis about your solution, solving a problem, or solutions, and use the word should. What do you want to happen? And who do you want to do it? Okay, so make sure your thesis has answers who and what. Okay, so who am I saying needs to do something? Here I'm saying parents, that's a specific group. So we want to get away from like people and we. Instead, you might say for like recycling and trash, you might call people consumers. Okay, so let's get a little bit more specific with the group. You may be a minimalist and feel like you're the anti-consumer. You're not into purchasing stuff all the time, okay? So you want to be specific about your group. You're talking about consumers, okay, who purchase a lot of stuff. And then what's your specific action? This action is limit social media. It's even more specific on who the limit is on, preteens. Okay, so really want to kind of, the more narrow you are, I think the easier it's going to be for you to dive in a little bit deeper on solutions. So write a thesis that has should, targets a specific group, and has a specific action. All right, let's look at this solution, this thesis, and let's evaluate it. So, what are the consequences or side effects of parents limiting their preteen social media? Huh? Yeah, okay. There may be some resistance and some rebellion. So you would want to talk about that. Okay, that's a con, right? What about the cost? What would this cost money?
No.
No, so that's a pro. What about the time?
Could take some time.
Explain. How so?
By getting it out, like having any children, children actually know that. It takes a lot of time to do that.
And then if whatever people put on us, we tend to live up to, right? So if someone says, you're great, you're like, I am great. I'm gonna keep being great. Yeah. And so that's a good way to, use your logos to get around the con there and turn it into the pro. Yeah, maybe do it as a graduated.
A question might be like, does the kid have anything else like distracting them at home other than their phone? Like, is it boring at their at-home life, like where they just want to be on their phone, or do they have like pets that they can be with, go outside?
That's a really good point. All their alternatives. That's a really good point. All their alternatives to the social media. Yeah, and so that could be part of your strengthening of the pro there and the reputation. Okay, acceptability. Is this acceptable?
Maybe some people not.
Yeah, I think most people would say parents have the right to limit their preteen social media, right? Now, if it's your 18-year-old, then maybe it's less acceptable, right? Because you're like, okay, it's 18-year-old, and 18-year-old's still living at home. Why are the parents all in the business of the 18-year-old, right? 18's more mature, you've probably graduated, and so you're a young adult, right? So less acceptable. So preteen, it seems like it's probably highly acceptable, okay? We're talking about 10, 11, 12-year-old. Okay. Is that helpful? Kind of get the juices flowing on your own? Okay. Let's look at one other thing here, and then I'm going to have you just use some time to... Okay. Remember we talked about the voting issue when we first talked about the cause effect? Your textbook has this whole voting thing. And here's the causal chain that focuses on, why do people not vote? And the causal chain was, the first cause is high schools don't stress the importance of elections. That leads to students are not encouraged to follow election coverage. And then students have very little knowledge because they're not following the coverage. And because they don't have as much knowledge, they don't understand why their votes are important. They don't understand why their vote's important, then they don't develop a habit of voting. If you're not in the habit of voting, then you're less likely to vote. There's our causal chain, right? Okay, so some of you had like a causal chain in your causal argument. Okay, if we're coming up with a solution to that, that addresses that causal chain, there's maybe our causal thesis in green, and that's what was written about in the first essay. Because they do not encourage students to see voting as a civic duty, U.S. high schools are at least partly to blame for the low turnout in many elections. All right, so there's the problem, and there's the root cause stated in that thesis. All right, so read these next three, and why is one of them in red? These are all potential proposal thesis statements, but why is one in red? Okay.
It doesn't address the issue at hand.
Yeah, the red one doesn't address what was said in the green as being the primary cause, the root cause of the chain. Does that make sense? Okay. So the most important takeaway today is whatever you propose has to address what you already said, okay, as the cause, and address the effects if you focused on effects. Okay, how are you feeling about your proposal? Where it's going? Some ideas? You can come up with your own solution, okay? You don't have to just rely on what someone said in an article. You can come up with your own solution, and you're going to persuade us because you're going to use logos, just basic, you know, reasoned, logical thinking. You can use pathos, bring, you know, parade out the puppies and small children, have some emotion, and ethos. If you yourself have personal experience with this problem, you can write about what, you know, how it might be solved for you and people you know, especially your group, okay, that you're representing. All right, so for the rest of the time, I'm just going to let you kind of start writing, you know, a first draft, an intro, write about a solution. I want you to stay at least until 9 o'clock, it's about 15 minutes. And then what's due Tuesday? Yeah, so you need 2 new articles. You can still use old articles in your proposal, because some of your old articles talk about solutions. But I want you to try and find at least 2 new articles, take final notes on those, okay? And then next Thursday, what'll be due is an outline and a couple of paragraphs, okay? So you got 15 minutes to gel whatever you're thinking about right now, or start searching for your articles on your laptop, however you want to use your time, but I do want you to stay at least 15 minutes so you get some more stuff down before you shut down and then go to your next class and move on and then forget everything we talked about, okay? All right. Any questions? Okay. I'm here if you have questions.
Dr. Renfro. So am I allowed to mention like other stats from my articles and cause and effect essays and use it in the proposal as well?
Maybe for
Somebody then.
background.
Okay.
Yeah, if you need the background, yeah, you can refer back to some things you said.
Okay.
I just don't want you repeating,
Yeah.
you know, passages from your cause. You can re-paraphrase them to make them fit this direction.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, actually, tell me if you got my letter. Actually, the last time I sent it, it didn't reach.
So can you actually,
Dude, I need to get a fucking new computer so bad. Me, I need a new computer. The one that I bring in here is like 2014, overheats. The charger's like damn near yellow because of how old it is. It's fucking crazy.
oh, I did see an
It's
email out
gnarly.
there, but I haven't opened it, so maybe I should like it's actually here now.
I think.
Blue shirt guy looks like he's from Texas. Who? You. Is that what you?
I look like I'm from Texas.
That's what you just said.
So,
I gotta chill.
you can use
Chill.
previous sources in this essay, but for Tuesday.
Bro, literally keep spamming. Queso, queso, queso. He's spamming.
Yes, you need at least 4.
Blood is spamming.
2 of them can be old, and 2 can be
Blood, how's mine? I have to write backwards so they can see what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
It's not bad for backwards, bro.
You should also tell your chat that I don't eat everything I see. It's all about queso.
He's not queso, he doesn't eat everything he sees. Shit. See, look at that backwards, so well that reads. I need to start writing backwards, Chad. It's better than my normal handwriting. It's insane. Is he really from Texas? No, he's not. He's from your mama. Good luck about sleeping.
Yeah, I think that's a solution. I don't know if it's the best solution to recommend.
Yeah.
Maybe just take a picture of this and leave, because there's nothing I can do.
You not finish your last essay?
No, I did it. I turned it in at like 10 p.m. that night. But actually, exactly 10 p.m. is when I turned it in. In 02, I think.
Whatever solution you recommend, but you want to get into the legalities of it. So one of the legalities is the stuff costs more. Another you yourself like you kind of just go through, is it satisfying? And there's not really like, that's part of it. There's not really
Yeah.
Where am I from? Texas. Bitch, I'm from Texas. Hi, not queso. It's crazy. Gotta chill.
Tell him to be careful, I might eat him.
Chet, should we get him to jump? Chet, if he jumps, it's not gonna be an earthquake. That's how you know it's not queso. So.
Is it just a search engine? Do you just search for articles?
Yeah, you just go
Library.
So it's kind of like a database.
My name just should be tough.
I would just, if it has longer articles, you want to shy away from those big research studies.
I go in here and I do,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just wasn't sure.
You can use any search engine. That's why, I think I said these Perplexity, didn't I? So you
What
do get
department am I studying? I'm doing fine arts right now.
But it's helpful for terms.
I kind of learned this through, speech. It was a whole, it was
Yeah.
get scholarly, articles.
Yeah.
That's how I do. That's how I should be writing my name. My last name cursive. That's how I am writing.
It's probably easier to use than a
You
database.
should be lucky that they taught you cursive in school.
I got taught cursive in kindergarten. I went to a Christian school. Look at me now.
Tim, I got the email, but there's no attachment.
10, 10, 10.
Bro's new name is Guy, not Queso.
Oh, mine?
Dude, low key, you could make a YouTube channel as I'm not Queso. You probably get hella subscribers. Just thinking about that.
You should ask him if he was subscribed to my YouTube channel.
If he makes... Shit, can't even do that. So quiet. Fucking hate that shit.
I need to get Tim's phone number so I can text him.
Chat 10 screenshots and he'll make one. Okay, that's not half bad. I hope I win the giveaway. Yeah, I hope so too. No laugh. Guys, we'll just run a poll.
Not Queso's real name.
I'm so good at this. I'm goated.
Let's see how it Spencer Hall.
Give me something.
Okay, I
Give me
get
something
it.
that
Can't-
like
can't
give me a
do
word.
it.
A word?
Yeah.
You do with everything else, you know, you got it, you look it on that, you know, you can't do that.
I have no idea what word to
I
write.
think that's what I did.
Chat, give me a word to write.
See that one guys don't talk about Queso.
He said he'd sub to you.
Bet. I don't know what kind of content I would make though.
W aura content, aura maxing. Tuesday. I'll take a picture of this. Blind to the neighborhood.
They got.
Enjoy the game, don't get sunburned.
Thank you. I'll try. Won't happen.
It's gonna be a nice day, dude. I wonder if there's any tickets left. I might go up there and film a vlog.
I know that it's sold out. We have to buy tickets.
There'll be people out front like, who wants tickets? Who wants tickets?
Yeah.
All right, have a good weekend. I'll see you. What's okay? I'm gonna fold this paper up and put it in my pocket. Bro, I'm on live right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How's Miami?
it was great. Fucking insane. I met all the phase guys.
I know I saw that.
Did you see that shit? And met this kid. He just started rapping. He literally left Trippy's crib to go to the studio. Yeah, and I was chilling in the studio with him from like 2 a.m. to 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, I saw that.
Like FaceTime Big X the plug in the studio. It was nuts. But bro is actually one of the coolest like connections I've met, quote unquote connections. People I've met. You know what I mean?
I saw Marlon too.
Flag Boy was like kind of in a rush to get out of there. I don't think he likes big crowds.
No, he's more like, yeah.
He was just kind of pushing through.
I could see him.
Lacey was hella cool.
Him and Rock.
Lacey was hella cool. Like they're obviously humble, but they're short to the point, but just enough to like give you that, thank you for your support. You know what I mean? Like they're not assholes about it, but they'll sit there with you for like 20 seconds and chill and talk and like answer questions. But they're not gonna sit there for like 2 minutes. They're on stream all the time. And there's fucking hundreds of people just coming up to them every day. So, all right, I'll see you, bro. Hey, yo, boys, chat. What you talking about, boys? Major. Chat. I forgot my backpack at home, but my dad's coming in clutch. He's bringing that shit. Chat, spam W's if you agree. Spam W, dad. Yo, you remember me? Yes, I do. Insert. How you been, buddy? Trying to turn this off, chat. Where the fuzz, bluzz? Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm trying to plug this in. Can you hear me now? I already did the giveaway yesterday. I was trying to tell you that earlier. I do the giveaway right when we hit the sub. So we hit it yesterday, and I did the giveaway yesterday for 1,700. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. You said every 100 subs. I did it for 1,700. We're not at 1,800 yet. You can go rewatch the live yesterday. Oh shit. Yeah. I already gave away the money yesterday. I gave away $10 to Andrew. No, you're good, bro. You're good. Hey, but when we hit 1,800, make sure you're in here. Just keep a live update with the sub count. I think we're around probably 1,715 ish, maybe. So we still got quite a bit to go, but once we're there, do you know Flame? I do. You are Flame. You are Flame. Bored punching. Man. Let's not, please. Everybody drop your age in the comments. Let's see what the Spencer Hall audience age group is. What's the age margin in this live? Yeah, I know. I see that picture, bro. That's goofy. Goofy, you got me tweaking up in that bit. Bro's 15, hell yeah. Bro's 193,000 years old. God damn, son. The age margin is literally 15. Everybody in here is 15 right now, chat? What the hell? Well, since everybody's 15, I've got the perfect question to ask. Are you guys excited to start driving at 16? Or do you have your permits yet? I remember when the Dead Sea was just sick. Now that is a good comment right there. That's a comment worth pinning if I didn't have a poll up. That's a good one, bro. Yeah, baby. Bro's him, literally. Holy. Pulling up to school in the bougie ass shades. Come on, bro. When you want us to be like, what do you want us to be like, 70-year-old grandpas? Hell yeah. Hey, W comment, bro. This dude's fucking got the jokes. Nah, Guy Not Queso is sick. Hey, bro. If you want to see Guy Not Queso more content, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I will be live in that class. I'm finding my niche audience right now. You know what that is? College live streaming. Who does college live streaming? I do. I might be liable to get sued. I'm not gonna lie. Giving out free education. Free sauce, chat. Hey, bro, my real age is like 15 plus. It's just a hint, all I can say. What? You give a hint, which is 15 plus? That's how I know you're probably not 15 plus, bro. Because most people just say their age. It's not that big of a deal. How old am I? I'm 21. 21, chat. Getting old. Almost 22. 22 in April. April 12th. So like 2 weeks, almost on the dot. I think 16 days. Not me, 21. You're in college? Yes, sir. I am in college. I'm studying fine arts right now. I'm getting my associates in fine arts at community college. And then I'm either transferring to university or dropping out and doing social media if it goes well, and then going back to school in a few years. Because I do really want to pursue social media. That's what I think I'm good at, and that's my niche. That's what I enjoy doing. And I feel like if you enjoy doing something, you'll be successful in it no matter what. You know, if you put in enough work into something that you love, and you take, you have a passion in it, something that you have a deep feeling within you, like you're connected with it, then you're going to do a lot better than something you just don't want to do. That's, you make a lot of money doing. You know what I mean? If you have more passion, you'll end up more successful in the long run. So make sure you guys are not pursuing something you don't want to do. Make sure you're not pursuing something just for the money, Find something you guys actually enjoy. And in college, I know you guys are all in high school right now, but in college, you're going to probably end up switching your major 3, 4, maybe even 5 times. I mean, nobody at our age knows what they want to do in the long run. We're just kind of experimenting until we find it. So you guys got to keep it up, chat. Keep it up. Let me know what you guys are thinking about doing, though, in the future. May you tell me something? Yeah, of course. What's up, Biz? Bro's gonna be like, I ain't reading all that. Bro gonna be like, I ain't reading all that, chat. Give me some big bro advice. Okay, what kind of advice? Like life advice, gym advice, school advice? What do you need, brother? Let me know. I got you with it though. All my little bros in chat chilling. I'm trying to give y'all advice. Bros, what's your nation? UK? No, US friend. I've been to the UK, really nice place, but I'm from the US. Your mom and dad are fighting right now? Well, what can you do about it? I would just go sit in your room and chill, throw some headphones on, some music. That stuff happens sometimes. You just gotta, you know, play some music, play some games, get something, go read, do something to get your mind off of it. You're chilling? That's good, bro. So I wanted to take commerce as initial major to study in high school, and my dad made me choose science, kind of forcefully, because science has a lot of opportunities and commerce doesn't. Well, this is what I'm gonna advise you to go against what your dad says. Um, I mean, your dad may have forced you into science, and you may have grown up with your dad your whole life. But if you truly like commerce, then do commerce, dude. Bro, go to the bathroom or something. Go lock yourself in the bathroom. Flame, go lock yourself in the bathroom if he's coming upstairs. Hey, bro, I'm just trying to help you out. If you don't want to talk to him, I mean, if you want to talk to him, just talk to him. But if you don't want to talk to him, Y'all are spitting facts down in the comments, chat. Holy. Spitting straight facts. He is banging the door. Ask him what he needs. Tell him you're too busy gooning. Tell him you're too busy gooning, bro. Tell him to come back in 20. Your dad's pranking you. W prank. W dad. Yeah, as long as they're still together, bro. There's so many parents that are separated now, you're lucky. Your dog died, bro? I'm sorry. When did that happen? Alright, bro. Stop trolling, chat. Because I actually care. You stop. Chat, we're back. Sorry, guys. My dad called me. Can you guys hear me? Why is bit on my ad? There's a bit on my ad, chat. There's a bit on my ad. You see that? A bit on my ad right now. Chat, do you see the bit on my ad? Why is there an L bit on my ad? Bit won't get off my ad. Do you remember me? Do you remember I said my mom didn't make it? Yes, but you just said your parents were arguing. So you're trolling. Right? You gotta go? Alright. Thanks for joining, sir. I appreciate you, bro. You have a good day, man. Yeah, I remember that, Flame. What's up? Oh, wait. I see a Lambo. I see a Lambo. Chat, I see a Lambo, chat. Chat, Lamborghini. I need to go up to it. We need to catch up. I think that's a Lambo. Yep, that's a Lambo. Oh my Sigma, chat. Sigma, chat. Holy bros. Lamborghini. Lamborghini, bros. What? Lamborghini, let's go. Ah! Chat, it's a Lambo. Chat, it's a Lambo. We gotta catch up, chat. Oh my God. Check it out, the Lamborghini. Let's see if he'll do some revs for us. Oh. What a W car. W or L car, chat. W or L car, chat. Y'all got Discord, bruh? Yes, sir. I'll drop my Discord here in a second. I also got Instagram if y'all got Insta. Actually, oh, fuck. Oh, fucking perfect spot. Holy shit. Perfect. Chat. Spot right in the front. Your car is better? You think so? Bro, check it. Better than a Lamborghini? No. Lamborghini is better. Lamborghini is better, chat. You guys are tripping. Lamborghini W. Lamborghini way better. Lambo is way nicer than my car, chat. Let's see the poll results. Well, looks like 8 people voted, 62%, not bad. All right, chat, I'm about to go. Chat, I'm about to go inside. Thank you guys for joining the live. I'll be live again here soon. Yep, I'm going in the gym. I might do a little workout. I'm not sure. I was just meeting my dad here, so. Discord, I got you. There's my Discord. Make sure and screenshot, guys. If you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe. I'll be live here in about an hour. I'll see you guys. Thank you.